Hello everyone, welcome back to AutoTrendTV. I'm Prajesh again from Suryabala Ford showroom in Coimbatore today, and I'm here with the brand new Ford Ecosport Signature Edition variant which has been just launched. This Signature Edition is essentially another version of the already existing flagship Titanium Plus Sports variant of the Ford EcoSport lineup, carrying forward almost all the features along with one big change. First, let's start with the exterior. From the front, this Signature Edition variant does not look that different when you compare with the Titanium Plus or the Sports variant. And especially during the daytime, it looks exactly like the regular Titanium Plus variant. And you can see that this variant also shares the exact same 16-inch alloy wheel design as seen on the Titanium Plus variant. However, unlike the Titanium Plus variant, this car carries forward the HID projector headlamps seen on the Sports variant and also gets the very same smoked finish. And just like the regular Titanium and Titanium Plus variants, this variant also gets front fog lamps integrated with the indicators and a silver finished front skid plate. Moving towards the sides, this car looks exactly the same as the Titanium Plus variant, and everything including the body colored door handles, the silver finished roof rails and body colored ORVMs are carried forward, along with the electric sunroof which is now available from the Titanium variant itself. However, the big difference is at the rear. Yes, that's right, this Ford EcoSport Signature Edition does not get a rear tailgate mounted spare wheel, and in fact it does not get a spare wheel at all. This new Signature Edition is the only variant of the Ford EcoSport's lineup to not receive a tailgate mounted spare wheel, and you can see the simple SE badging on the right side of the tailgate. As a matter of fact, this is actually how the global Ford EcoSport sold in Europe and America looks like, and the spare wheel is not an essential equipment in those markets. Apart from the removal of the tailgate mounted spare wheel, some significant design changes are quite visible on the rear tailgate, lending this Signature Edition a unique look. That said, without the tailgate mounted spare wheel, this Ford EcoSport definitely does seem to lose some of its butch appeal while also resembling the Maruti Suzuki S-Cross in terms of design. While the tail lamps remain exactly the same, the number plate housing has been moved to the center of the tailgate along with the reverse parking camera which is now mounted right at the center of the number plate housing. There is also a new Ford badge included on top of the number plate housing which also gets a chrome strip. The rear bumper is slightly beefier than before thanks to the larger skid plate, and it looks neater than before due to the absence of the number plate housing which has been shifted upwards. Apart from this, two reverse lamps along with the rear windshield wiper washer and defogger are part of standard equipment from the Trend variant itself. So that was all about the exterior looks of this brand new Signature Edition of the Ford EcoSport. Now let's get inside this car to check whether if there are any significant changes on the inside in terms of features as well. Yes folks, I'm right now inside the brand new Ford EcoSport Signature Edition which does not get a spare wheel. Before we talk about the interior, let's just talk about the rear visibility. And thanks to the absence of tailgate mounted spare wheel, the visibility is marginally better than before. The windshield size remains exactly the same, however that spare wheel is absent which provides slightly better visibility through the rear view mirror. Now talking about the interior, it looks exactly the same as the regular Titanium Plus variant. However, this variant is equivalent to the Sports variant which provides slightly more additional features including a cruise control even on this manual variant. And you also get leather wrap steering wheel. This car also gets automatic headlamps. You can see the auto indication over there on the headlamp control, and along with that you can also see automatic wiper control, and auto dimming IRVM is also present. So this is essentially a sports variant but without those sporty touches and the tailgate mounted spare wheel. The interior on the whole looks exactly like the Titanium Plus variant except for this Sync 3 infotainment system. This here is the 8-inch touchscreen system from the Sports variant, and it also provides Sync 3 connectivity while also providing Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as standard. So this is going to be much better to use. I'll just come back to that later. This, even though being a manual variant, this is a 5-speed manual transmission for the 4-cylinder 1.5-liter turbo diesel engine. This is the diesel variant, and you still get cruise control as standard just like the Sports variant. Well, apart from that, no leatherette seats, no leatherette finish on the armrest. However, you can still see that this SE variant, just like the Sports variant, also gets 6 airbags on the curtains as well, and there are also airbags mounted on the sides of the front seats as well. Apart from that, everything looks exactly the same as the regular Sports variant, including this center armrest which can be opened to reveal some bit of storage, and the auto down and up function for the driver window, the power window controls, the power mirror controls are exactly the same as the Sports variant again. The sports variant used to provide orange accents with leatherette upholstery, but this does not provide all that. This is exactly similar to that seen on the Titanium Plus variant. So people who want the fabric finish of the Titanium Plus variant while also providing the rugged feel, the more brighter, airier feel of the interior, similar to the Titanium Plus variant, can opt for this signature edition, now that this provides slightly more features when you compare with the regular Titanium Plus variant. So that was a quick walkthrough of the features over here. Let's just turn on the power. It is quite hot today, and I'll turn on the aircon as well. So this is how everything looks. The instrument cluster still looks exactly the same as the regular Titanium Plus variant. There is no difference whatsoever. The controls for this MID is on the left side of the steering wheel, and it is exactly the same as before. You get media, you get digital speedometer, you get distance to empty, all the things you would expect from such a premium compact SUV, and that's about it. Now coming to this Sync 3 infotainment system, this may look like the regular standard 9-inch touchscreen system seen on the Trend variant onwards, but still this is a touchscreen system from the Sports variant, which provides Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as well. As you can see, this interface is much more slicker, much smoother, and very good to use as well. You can easily connect Android Auto and Apple CarPlay through this mobile Connect application. Apart from that, you have a lot of things which you can customize, including interior ambient lighting, which is available, and the audio quality is also pretty good. So this here is the ambient lighting control, and you can see that there are in total 7 colors which you can choose, and they are clearly visible during the night time in the footwell area itself. So that is quite nice. And let me just get back. Display, voice control. This system also has voice commands and voice controls as well. You have a valet mode, which you can limit the speed and the range as well. Now that this car is compatible with Ford Pass app connectivity, you can also track this car, and you can also say set a geofence and all those things. You can even control the car's locks, horn, and all things using just your smartphone. So that is also going to be very helpful. That was all about the system. We have already seen this system on the sports variant when we drove the top spec variant. So that was all about that. Coming lower down, everything else looks exactly the same. You get the automatic climate control from the Trend variant itself. You get ESP traction control and rollover mitigation along with the hill hold as standard from the Titanium variant itself now, along with this electric sunroof. And then you have this sunglass holder as standard on the top spec variants, and you also have this interior lighting, roof lighting. There are 3 lights for the front, whereas there is just 1 for the rear seats. So that is completely alright. Well, that was all about the brand new SE variant of the Ford EcoSport. Well, this car also has tilt and telescopic adjustable steering wheel. I just forgot to show that. And height adjustable driver seat as well. So, yeah, let's just get to the back seat to check out whether if there are any differences. Yes friends, I am right now in the back seat of the Ford EcoSport Signature Edition, and this is how the dashboard looks like. This may look like exactly the Titanium Plus variant. However, this Signature Edition gets the better looking and better feeling 8-inch Sync 3 connectivity system, which definitely works better and also provides Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Apart from that, you can also see cruise control, leather wrap steering wheel, and all those things which are carried over from the Sports variant. However, this variant does not get the orange finish and the all black interior theme of the Sports variant, which is completely fine thanks to the brighter, airier feel of this cabin. Talking about the rear seats, the comfort remains exactly the same, no difference whatsoever. The space also remains exactly the same. I am 5'11" in terms of height, and I have adjusted the driver seat for my height, but still I have got decent amount of room. It is not vastly spacious, but the seat comfort is really very good thanks to the really good under thigh support. And this rear seat itself is carried forward from the Titanium Plus variant, which means you get a rear center armrest, and along with that you also get 60/40 split folding function for additional flexibility. All variants of the Ford EcoSport get height adjustable headrests as standard, so that is also no worry at all. And you also get side curtain airbags which extend all the way up to the C-pillar over here, so that is also really good in terms of safety. The rear doors are exactly the same as seen on the Titanium and the Titanium Plus variant, so no difference whatsoever. However, just like the Titanium Plus variant, you get this soft fabric finish as seen on the front doors itself. There are sort of medium-sized water bottle holders on the rear doors, but still I don't think they are very large enough to hold really large water bottles. But still it is completely fine. So that was all about the backseat experience of the Ford EcoSport Signature Edition. Let's just take a look at the boot where the actual big change is present. Just like any other Ford EcoSport, this Signature Edition also has the tailgate opening towards the side as against to every other front-wheel drive compact SUV in the market today. That said, without the tailgate mounted spare wheel, it is much lighter than before to open, but still the space inside remains exactly the same at 352 liters, which is quite good for a car in this segment. However, unlike the global Ford EcoSport, this Indian Signature Edition version does not get an adjustable boot floor, and there is no additional storage space under the boot floor, while being able to accommodate only the emergency triangle kit. That said, just like the Titanium Plus and the Sports variant of the Ford EcoSport, this variant also gets a 60-40 split folding rear seat setup, while also providing a rear center armrest. As I already said, this Signature Edition does not have a spare wheel at all, and instead Ford India has provided this tire repair kit, which includes the tire sealant fluid bottle provided on the left side of the boot itself. Taking a look at the bottle, you can see Ford logos all over it, despite the bottle itself looking similar to that seen on the Tata Tiago XZ Plus. On the right side of the boot itself, you get to see this air compressor unit, and let me just undo this strap. So this here is the compressor unit, which is again exactly the same unit as seen on the Tata Tiago XZ Plus we just recently reviewed. And again, no surprise, this kit for the Ford EcoSport Signature Edition is also manufactured by Continentals, and the unit functionality and capacity is going to be exactly the same as seen on the unit provided on the Tata Tiago. Usage of this tire repair kit is quite easy. Once you open the cap of the compressor and the bottle, both of them have to be tightened by screwing into each other, while behind the compressor unit there is a 12-volt charging plug which has to be inserted into the 12-volt charging socket of the car for power supply. And then this is the tube which should be inserted into the valve of the tire to be repaired before turning on the air compressor for the sealing process. This is definitely going to be easier than the process of removing and refitting a spare tire, especially the tailgate mounted spare wheel of every other Ford EcoSport variant. But yes, you have to remind yourself that this is also a temporary measure with a maximum speed limit of 80 km per hour and a maximum distance limit of 200 km. Removing the tailgate mounted spare wheel also reduces the chances of rattling. And oh yes, another thing I forgot. Now that the reverse parking camera is repositioned onto the center of the tailgate, let's take a look at the camera display on the Sync 3 touchscreen system. Now that I am back inside the Ford EcoSport's front seats, let's just check out the reverse parking camera display, which has been repositioned on the center of the tailgate. Previously, the reverse parking camera used to be lower down on the rear bumper, but now it has been positioned at the center of the tailgate in the number plate housing. So let's just turn on the reverse parking camera by slotting this car into reverse. And this is how the display looks like. It gives a far more clearer and taller view, so this is far better than before. And you also get adaptive guidelines just like the regular sports variant, so no difference whatsoever except for the better visibility due to the higher position. So as you can see, this is much better than before, at the cost of a spare wheel though, which is completely fine for most people. Sadly, this car does not get tire pressure monitoring system as we expected, but still it is completely fine. That was the brand new Ford EcoSport Signature Edition launched today by Ford India. It is essentially another top spec variant of the Ford EcoSport lineup with a slightly different exterior update and an even better value for money proposition. Yes, the unique look of the tailgate mounted spare wheel of the Ford EcoSport is gone with this variant, now making this specific Signature Edition variant look more like a crossover than SUV. However, the advantages of this variant are far deeper than just looks. Absence of the heavy tailgate mounted spare wheel means that this variant will be rattle free, and for emergency situations, Ford India also has provided the tire repair kit, which is any day going to be easier than using the jack, lifting the car, removing the tire and refitting. Also, the biggest advantage of this variant is pricing. Despite having almost all features seen on the sports variant except for the tailgate mounted spare wheel, leather upholstery and the slightly different alloy wheels, this Signature Edition variant is around 50,000 cheaper than the top spec sports variant, which makes it a great value for money compact SUV even on the top spec variant. Do let me know in the comment section below what do you think about the looks and features of this Signature Edition of the Ford EcoSport. Meanwhile, this is Viprajesh signing off. See you on another video. Thank you for watching.